I simply won't do what you're asking.
I'm afraid you have no choice.
People always have a choice, Dorian.
Not when it comes to me.
Leave, now.
You will do what I ask of you.
No.
Yes.
Why?
You are my oldest friend, Alan. I trust you.
Old friends wouldn't burden each other like this.
I can't do this alone.
You'll have to. You've killed a man.
I dare you to say that out loud again. Now, Alan, I need you to do this for me. You have advanced knowledge in chemistry. I have attended many of your lectures in the past.
Not about bodies.
Don't interrupt, Alan. It's very rude. I know what you've been doing in the night, Alan.
Excuse me?
Opium. And seeing to the closest working girl. I frequent an opium den myself for my own reasons. But I didn't suspect that my oldest friend, Alan Campbell,
Dorian.
was an adulterer.
Dorian,
Now, work can be stressful. I know. The things you have to see, I'm sure they are very powerful. Do this for me, Alan. You will be paid handsomely for your time and bother, I promise you that. Alan?
Fine.
Good. Prepare your things.
Now?
The body isn't going to walk itself here, is it?
I see. Of course. I don't want to see or hear from you again after this.
I understand.
I hope you do, Dorian. I hope you do. You aren't like the rumours, I hear.
Huh. Rumours. All words, no truth in them. What do they say?
A rich and arrogant aristocrat.
See? Rumour.
You know, sometimes I wonder what became of the original Dorian Gray I knew. You know, the man who came from humble beginnings. I thought you'd grown to a man of innovation. Not a man who would murder a painter in cold blood.
Finished?
I suppose I am.
Good.
I'll put my things in the car.
Dorian Gray, a man of innovation. If only.
Do you two actually plan on reading any of those books, or are you just fact-checking?
Looks fine to me.
Likewise. I don't get it. You said things would change in our history.
No, I said that the Nexus Event would make small alterations in both our past and our future, but nothing noticeable.
But every small change can create an entirely new timeline?
Correct.
So by that definition, we should be in an entirely new timeline.
Correct.
But yet nothing is different, and we still exist.
Also correct.
That doesn't make sense.
Humanity's grasp on temporal mechanics is still extremely primitive. People may or may not exist where they did originally, but the universe bends and twists around this. For example, if you were meant to buy a loaf of bread at the supermarket, but now that supermarket no longer exists, now instead you buy the bread from another shop in another location. The bread is still purchased.
Interesting choice to use bread as a comparison.
Quite.
It doesn't make sense, Doctor.
It doesn't, and yet it does. Even my own personal past is changing and I don't even realise it.
Is that to do with your other faces?
Precisely. See? Patrick understands.
I wouldn't say that.
So, is it exclusive to people who already existed, or does it create new people?
Can storybook characters come alive?
Only once. And I've been there and I've done that.
Huh?
Doctor.
Either. Professor, don't think about this. We've got the entire universe to explore. Where shall we go?
That's just it. I don't know. We've been to see underwater bases, oil rigs, and fought all sorts, but I don't even know how much of that happened.
All of it happened, Professor.
How can you be sure?
Well, how about we go somewhere specific? I can prove to you that our universe is still the same as it always was.
Go on then.
Patrick mentioned storybook characters. That reminds me of two old friends of mine.
Who?
They're a couple in Victorian London, solving mysteries that are woven into my life like nothing else. Except maybe Torchwood.
Who?
You'll see. However, it's not very often we go into the past, is it? This'll be fun.
What storybook made you think of them?
Sherlock Holmes, in fact.
Huh? Sherlock Holmes was real?
No. Well, not anymore anyway. But they were always compared to Sherlock Holmes in their own way.
So, who are they?
The Paternoster Gang. Here we are. Should be 1897 by my account.
Wow. Yeah, it is strange stepping into the past.
Fascinating. Oh, aren't we going to stand out in these clothes?
Walk with confidence, Professor. It's always worked for me. Now, this is Baker Street, so we need to go to...
Baker Street?
Yes, I wanted to prove to you that Sherlock Holmes didn't exist. See?
Right.
Now, we move onwards to St. Paul's. Come on.
Why are we going there?
Well, there's a lovely little street behind the cathedral called Paternoster Row. Burned down the Second World War, but don't let on when you see them.
Right, I see.
Now, come along.
Hey. Anybody there? Hello, darling. How are you?
Oh, look at you, Prince Charming.
Oh. How you flatter me.
It's you, Dorian Gray.
Huh? Who's asking?
Prince Charming.
Hey, those were her words, not mine.
I'm Sybil's brother. She killed herself because of you. She loved you.
What?
You don't even remember her.
Sybil who?
Sybil Vane, the actress.
I've seen her shows before.
No, don't play dumb. I know you were seeing her. And I find you in here, in an opium den of all places. I thought you were a man of class.
Me? No. But I do remember Sybil Vane.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
But look at me. I'm far too young.
What?
I'm too young to have known her so personal.
But you're Dorian Gray.
Who says? You?
I...
The name's Damien.
Damien?
That's me.
Fine.
Cheers, mate. See you around.
Christ, what's become of me? Breaking into opium dens to find one man.
Excuse me, love.
What? Yes, what is it?
Why didn't you kill him?
He's not Dorian, he's too young.
Well, that man is Dorian Gray.
What? But... he was too young.
That's what they all say. But he ain't aged in 18 years.
What? Oh, Christ! He's gone. No! No!
So, they're named after the street.
They named their gang that, yes. Ah, here we go. Big smiles, you two. They're friends.
Yes, sir.
Jenny. Oh, goodness me, you're young.
Pardon, sir.
It's me, the Doctor. I may look a bit different. You've met a few of my faces already, I'm sure.
Doctor.
Well, that's right. I may have been wearing the bow tie and tweed back then, or was it the multicoloured coat? Maybe that was Vastra.
And who are these two?
These are my two friends, Patrick Chaddie and his daughter, Professor Phoebe Chaddie. May we come in?
Yes, of course. Excuse me one moment. I will go collect Madame Vastra.
Of course.
Are you sure they're friends?
Yeah, she didn't act like she knew you.
I looked different when we first met. It's also been a little while for me.
It is truly a beautiful house.
They must be well off to live so close to St. Paul's.
Madame Vastra got her title from the Queen. I helped.
Doctor? The date in this newspaper. I think you got it wrong. It's not 1897.
Oh, 1887.
Is that bad?
Well, not in theory.
But
I can explain my way out of it. They know me. That's what matters.
I just realised you said couple. Madame Vastra and this woman. Quite unorthodox for this time.
Well, I didn't see you having old-fashioned views so close to home, Patrick. But I'm glad you mentioned that. Please don't say anything.
Why not?
Doctor,
Madame Vastra, lovely to see you again.
I see you've changed your face again.
Yes, indeed.
And I see you've brought guests.
Yes, Ma'am. This is Patrick Chaddie and his daughter, Professor Phoebe Chaddie.
Charmed, I'm sure. And this is my maid, Miss Jenny Flint.
Good afternoon.
Jenny, could you prepare tea for my guests and I in the study? I sense this is going to be a long conversation.
Of course, Ma'am.
So not a couple?
Not yet.
Doctor, Patrick, Professor, please follow me to my study.
Of course.
Doctor, why does she wear a veil?
You'll see.
This has gone too far. I have abused my power.
Dorian.
Sybil, is that you?
Was I good, Dorian?
You were amazing. My dear Sybil, simply breathtaking.
Oh, Dorian, you say the most wonderful of things.
I only wish that others could see your talents as I do.
You're so sweet.
I must see you perform again.
Oh, please do.
I will bring my friends, Basil Hallward and Lord Henry Wotton.
Oh, Dorian, why would you bring them here?
Because you are worth it, my dear. Truly worth it. I must show off what a beautiful pearl you are.
Dorian!
I do not care where we are, or where we are from. For you are the star in the night sky, the sun that shines across my life. You are everything.
Oh, Dorian.
Marry me, Sybil.
But marry?
I cannot wait any longer for you. Marry me.
Dorian, but I don't have any money.
Why worry about money when our love is all that matters?
I will, Dorian. I will marry you.
Dorian, seriously. This is your future wife? Come on. You can do better than this.
That's enough of that, Henry. Dorian, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Beauty over her mind, it would seem. Goodness me.
Henry, that's enough.
What the hell was that?
Dorian, I'm sorry.
That was not the performance I saw the other night.
I was distracted. I'm sorry.
Look at what you were, Sybil. Now there's nothing.
Dorian, you don't mean that.
The acting, your performance was a beauty unto itself. Without that, you are like the others.
Others?
Others that do not interest me.
Interest me?
You have a remarkable gift to keep repeating the last words of my sentences. Speak for yourself, woman.
Dorian, I thought you loved me.
Your beauty is what attracted me. Now it's all a lie. Goodbye.
Dorian!
Get away!
My arm! Dorian, how could you?
Never touch me again.
Dorian!
Victor?
Yes, sir.
Have this portrait of me locked away, please.
Mr. Gray?
I do not like it anymore. It sneers at me.
Lord Wotton?
Speaking.
Where is Dorian Gray?
Excuse me?
I understand that you know a man called Dorian Gray. Please tell me where he is.
I'm afraid you don't have the privilege of knowing that information.
Sybil is my sister.
Oh, I see. I am sorry.
He killed her.
She killed herself.
How dare you?
Good day to you.
Oh, that was lovely, Vastra.
So, it has been a long time.
First time meeting with this face, yes. We had a spot of bother a short while ago. It meant that we weren't too sure of our own pasts, and perhaps even our own identities. Are you not having any of your tea?
I was unsure if you had explained my condition to your friends.
It's not a condition, Vastra. Like I said, it's who you are. I can only apologise on behalf of the people in this time who are not more forgiving.
Condition?
You can remove your veil, Vastra.
Very well.
Oh my.
Wow. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
You're an alien.
Far from it.
Vastra is a Silurian, one of the species on this planet. Her people existed alongside the dinosaurs and went underground into cryogenic sleep prior to the meteorite crashing into the Earth and wiping out all life.
That's incredible.
Then I was disturbed by the construction of the London Underground.
Yes, the less we talk about that, the better.
Why?
The doctor showed me a better path. He saved me from myself.
Quite so. Now, this truly was just a social call, so we'll be leaving soon.
Oh, I see. I would have expected this meeting to follow up with a new case.
No, not this time.
Case?
I am a private detective.
Wow.
Do you have any active cases at this moment?
I do, actually. I was given a most mysterious case of a self-inflicted death.
Mysterious how?
Let me show you. Thank you for the tea, Jenny.
Of course, Mum. I will tidy up immediately.
The man in question is a scientist called Alan Campbell. He has a very extensive background and knowledge in chemistry. He was working on amazing things.
And then he took his own life. Why?
Nobody knows. Nothing provoked him. He seemed happy.
Well, how did he do it?
He ingested a poison. It burned his insides until he was suffocating on his own melting flesh.
Oh. Right.
That's a horrible way to do it.
Unless he was punishing himself.
What did you say, Jenny?
Well, I just assumed that he wanted to feel the pain, Mum.
Interesting.
Jenny does make a good point. He's a chemist. Surely he'd make a drink that would slowly put one to sleep peacefully. But no, he wanted this.
It certainly does make the mind wonder. What do you think, Jenny?
Oh, it's not my place, Mum.
No, it's fine. I'm intrigued to hear your...
No. I shouldn't. Apologies, Mum. I'll go tidy up.
Jenny doesn't have much confidence.
I'll talk to her.
Miss Flint is quite good. You should consider taking her on.
Sorry, miss. Did you want something?
Are you okay?
I'm perfectly fine, miss. Happy to help with anything?
I'm just checking on you.
Oh, there's no need. Sorry, miss. I need to do some washing up. If there's anything else...
No, there's nothing else.
Thank you. Oh, miss, is everything right?
How long?
What?
How long have you known about yourself?
I don't know what you mean, miss.
You see, I saw the way you look at Madame Vastra.
Mum? I'm a maid, miss. Nothing else.
But we all have someone, don't we?
Someone?
Someone special? I met someone recently. Her name is Jayne.
Her?
She's amazing. It's still early days, but we've been talking. It's a long distance thing.
Right.
But I really, really like her. I hope that one day things will settle down and I can spend more time with her. Vastra is your someone, isn't she?
Maybe.
Trust me. It's not worth living a lie.
It's not proper, miss.
Vastra is a Silurian from the prehistoric era, Jenny. I think tradition went out the window a long time ago.
Yeah, I suppose.
He had an emergency appointment with a man called Mr. Gray.
Gray?
Yeah, after that, he stopped taking visitors or consultants.
So whoever Mr. Gray is, he must have changed Alan Campbell's mind. Do we know who it could be?
I can't find another mention of Mr. Gray in here.
Let me see.
Sure.
There.
What?
Dorian Gray.
Huh? But that's just a story.
A story?
A novel written by Oscar Wilde, Vastra. It gets published 2 years from now.
I see. So why is this written in Alan Campbell's notebook?
But he's just a story, right?
Supposedly.
Supposedly?
It could be an adapted autobiography.
Could someone tell me what the story is?
It's a man who had his portrait painted by a man called Basil Hallward, but something happened. Dorian and the portrait were cursed. Dorian Gray was cursed to stay ageless like the portrait painted of him, while his portrait would take on the experiences, age and damages he would suffer during his life.
So he's immortal?
No. In this story, he destroys the portrait himself while ridden with guilt. His servants found him in a locked room in his mansion, burned, aged, and beyond recognition, while the portrait he hid away for so many years remained untouched and exactly how it was the day that it was painted.
But again, that's just a story.
You've seen that anything is possible, Patrick.
But stories coming alive?
No, but the inspiration behind those stories.
How would we locate this Dorian Gray?
Well, he had contacts in high places. As I know that you are well acquainted with some, Vastra, did you know a Lord Henry Wotton?
I could certainly ask around. Please excuse me.
Doctor, this is getting crazy now.
How so?
You're telling me that Sherlock Holmes doesn't exist, yet Dorian Gray does?
There are many myths and legends that exist in some shape or form, Patrick. How else were they inspired for the literary works that you have in your time?
So, is Dorian Gray an effect of the Nexus Event?
Possibly.
So he needs to be stopped?
Not necessarily. He could be a vital point to inspiring Oscar Wilde to write the story in the first place. If we interfere, we could change history as we know it.
But it's already changed.
You didn't live in this time, Patrick. How could you know? Look, I appreciate your concern, but let's just find Dorian Gray and see for ourselves.
I have an address for Lord Henry Wotton.
Ah, excellent. Vastra and I will go there.
What about me and Phoebe?
You two go to Alan Campbell's rooms. Maybe there'll be some clues.
Alright.
Maybe you could take Jenny with you.
Jenny?
Why not? She seemed inquisitive enough about the case before. She may be of some help.
Very well.
Good afternoon, Lord Henry Wotton.
Who are you?
My name is the Doctor, and this is the Veiled Detective.
The Veiled Detective?
Well known to Scotland Yard, indeed. We have a few questions for you regarding Dorian Gray.
Dorian? Oh, goodness. He's not in any trouble, is he?
Not yet. Please, may we come in?
Very well. I would appreciate it if you would make this swift. What is this about?
So Dorian Gray, who is he?
A man with a cursed ego.
Interesting turn of phrase. I thought you were close friends.
How would you know this?
We have our sources, Lord Wotton.
Please, tell us. How did you two meet?
I don't have to justify myself to you both. Neither one of you are the police.
We are much higher than that. A man took his own life because he had a meeting with Dorian Gray.
What? Who?
Dr. Alan Campbell.
Campbell?
You recognise the name?
He was one of Dorian's oldest friends. Why can't you talk to Dorian about this?
We are unable to locate him at this time. That's why we are here. So, how did you meet?
It was a beautiful summer's day in 1863. I had gone to visit a nearby painter, Basil Hallward.
Oh, Dorian, you must sit still. This takes time and precision.
Sorry, old sport. I do grow restless, sat in one position for so long.
Ah, apologies, Basil. I appear to be interrupting.
Henry, good to see you. Please come in.
Are you sure?
Of course. Dorian, you can take a break. I know you're itching for one.
Thank you.
It's good to see you, Henry. But what brings you here?
I was looking for inspiration, in all honesty. The last week or so has dragged on. I see you have a new muse.
I do. His name is Dorian Gray, from humble beginnings.
They all say that. Even I have said that. It's never true.
He's from a working class family, Henry, and he's very eager to climb the ladder of society.
Oh, is he indeed?
Very much so.
May I speak with him?
By all means. Dorian!
Yes?
I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. This is Lord Henry Wotton.
My lord, a pleasure it is indeed.
Basil was telling me about you. A very inspiring story.
I'm just trying to make my way in the world.
Well, if Basil trusts you, then I certainly trust his judgment.
Grateful as always, Henry.
Dorian, what say, Basil, you and I go on a trip to the theatre tomorrow night?
The theatre?
Oh, yes. Let's inject some art and culture into your veins.
That would be delightful, Lord Henry.
Just call me Henry.
Quite a good show.
I agree, Basil. Wonderful show. Dorian, what did you think?
Quite an entertaining show.
Yes, entertaining, of course. As all uncultured people would say.
Henry, that's not...
Uncultured.
You need to experience the art of the play, Dorian. There was so much behind it. The beauty of the performance. The beauty of the people. The lust behind their eyes as they embraced in their final dance.
Oh, Henry.
It's true, Basil. Just because you refuse to see it doesn't mean it's not there.
The lust.
Our finest pleasures in life, Dorian. With our class and status, why not indulge?
Right.
Come now, Henry. Dorian is up and coming. He doesn't wish to be like you.
Like me? Oh, Basil, you hurt me.
Lord Henry, are you suggesting that I could have a life filled with beauty and lust?
You're halfway there, Dorian. You can, of course, experience a life of lust. But it's also about acknowledging one's beauty.
I see.
Now, let's get back to my manor. We can have a few drinks, and talk about culture.
I see. Then what happened?
Something changed in Dorian. He became more outgoing and fearless. Then he left for Paris for many years.
What did he do?
He broke a few hearts. Especially that poor Sybil girl.
Sybil?
Sybil Vane. A poor young thing from Shadwell. An aspiring actress once, until she took her own life too.
Another victim of Dorian Gray.
Steady on, sir. Dorian is not a murderer. These people took their lives of their own accord.
Or they were driven to it.
I think it's time that you were going.
One more thing, Lord Henry.
What?
His address. We need to see him.
Why would I give it to you now?
In any other case, we would have to take this up with Scotland Yard.
Wait. Fine. I will come with you, however. I dare not send strangers to Dorian's residence.
Very well.
Right, we're in Alan Campbell's office.
What are we looking for?
Anything to do with his work, or even related to his final works.
I'm still not sure as to why I'm here, though.
To help us.
I'm just a maid.
Don't be silly. Come on, let's have a look around.
Some letters addressed to him from nearby university, asking about his attendance, but the letters were opened, which implies that Campbell was aware of this.
Can you smell that?
What's that?
The smell, it burns.
Possibly the chemicals he worked with? Why?
Blimey. I recognise that awful stench.
Oh, whoa. It smells like an acidic liquid.
More like the smell of a match girl after a shift in the dippers. They dealt with this stuff constantly. Gave them all fuzzy jaw.
Fuzzy jaw?
Yeah. Their jaw would glow and eventually fall off.
So this is what Alan Campbell used?
Guess so. You're the professor. Would it work?
It would definitely be lethal to ingest, but I haven't seen the body to confirm.
Me neither. That's up to Madame Vastra and Scotland Yard.
I have this. A letter from Dorian Gray.
What does it say?
Dorian gave him some money for a favour and, as he puts it, closed the account with him.
Is there a return address on that letter?
Yeah.
Then that's where Dorian Gray is.
We should go there.
But Mom said we shouldn't...
No, she said to gather as much information as possible, and going to Dorian's address will help us do that. Let's get going.
Good evening.
Good evening to you too, Victor.
Mr. Gray is not in a position to receive guests.
He doesn't have much choice, Victor.
I cannot let you in.
This is a matter of life and death, sir.
And who are you?
Madame Vastra, the veiled detective.
Oh, fascinating. I'm afraid none of you can come in. Good day.
I don't think so.
Get your foot out of this door.
Victor, your master, Dorian Gray, is now connected to 2 murders. Please do not make us return with the police.
Mr. Gray was very specific.
I'm sure he was. However, I'm encouraging you to defy his wishes. Now let us in.
Not enough sleep?
You could have fooled me.
Whoa! Who are you?
I'm the Doctor.
Henry. Lord Henry Wotton.
Hello, Dorian.
What is the meaning of this?
Your oldest friend who recently took his own life.
Campbell?
Yes.
Alan's dead.
No thanks to you.
Me? This woman in black just said he took his own life.
But who pushed him to that eventuality?
You have got nothing on me, you hear?
I know about the portrait, Dorian.
I don't know.
I've noticed you've had it removed from view. Where is it?
I'm redecorating.
Stop deflecting.
You are intruders in my house, including you, Henry. Why have you allowed these strangers into my home?
Alan Campbell is dead, Dorian. Sybil Vane is also dead.
And I wonder where Basil Hallward is.
Basil?
So the events of the story really do reflect your life.
Story? What story?
Doctor, to the task at hand.
Yes, indeed. Dorian Gray, show us the portrait painted of you by Basil Hallward.
No.
Dorian.
I will not be lectured by any of you.
Dorian? Where is Basil?
Henry, you don't understand.
So make me understand.
Very well.
The portrait is covered.
And you've only just moved the portrait up here?
Only today, yes.
I'm surprised it took that long for the portrait to decay.
How do you know so much?
Just show us the portrait.
Very well.
What on earth? It's horrifying.
What is that?
That's Dorian Gray. The real Dorian Gray.
No, I am.
You're just the painting.
When did you find out?
I'm more unique than you realise, Dorian. I too am young for my age.
I made a wish one night.
Yes?
I could never forget the weather. That night, in 1863, we had weather like no other. Too hot to sleep, yet too loud with thunder. Thus, I couldn't sleep. I went to this very room where the portrait was stored. This was to become my art room. One too many sleepless nights. Basil did quite a good job with my likeness. If only one could stop the aging process. Live in beauty forever. Wait. What's happening? I don't understand. I woke up in the morning, feeling very unwell. It took me a few weeks to notice, but the portrait of me was changing, and I wasn't.
What gave it away?
I got a cut in my hand when opening the letter. Later that afternoon, it was gone. I found it on my portrait. The portrait turned hideous. I thought I had absolved myself.
That is why you flew to Paris for so many years?
I left the portrait here, thinking somebody may one day get rid of it. Only to return earlier this year and find the portrait now hung up on the wall.
But it wasn't the same portrait, was it? Not the same one. It was a fake, a replica.
No. I had it removed today because I thought it was smiling at me.
And was it?
I still don't know.
When did you kill Basil?
Basil? Killed?
He came by my place of residence. last week. He wanted the portrait back. Here it is.
You have it bound and covered. Why?
You can never exhibit this portrait again.
Why?
Can I trust you, Basil?
Of course.
Then let me show you.
Good God!
What's the matter? Don't you recognize me?
What? What have you? This thing! It isn't what I painted.
Together, we created this.
What?
A miracle. Because of your painting, all of this stays like the painting.
But the painting
is the other half of me. I will never age, never be damaged.
I don't...
Can you imagine being able to do anything you please?
But that's my signature on the portrait.
Yes, you painted it.
I certainly did not.
This portrait takes the damage I bestow on myself.
While you stay exactly as the portrait.
Precisely.
This isn't you.
It's always been me.
No, it isn't. We can stop it.
Basil, please don't.
Don't you see? This is evil. This must be destroyed.
Don't do this.
Dorian.
You said I could trust you.
Dorian, there's good in your heart. There always was. But this portrait, it's taken you down a dark path.
I'm disappointed, Basil.
You are not this devil!
I am a god.
No. No!
Basil. No, Basil, I'm so sorry.
So not an accident then?
A lapse in judgment, one that I tried to fix.
How could you fix that? By asking your oldest friend, Alan Campbell, to destroy Basil's body for you?
I had to do what was best for everyone.
For everyone? Or yourself?
Dorian, this is barbaric. I will see that you are punished for this.
No.
No, Dorian.
Don't try and stop me.
This portrait has changed you.
Wait.
Vastra, go after Henry.
Very well.
Right, we're here.
Is that him outside his house?
Where?
Dorian Gray! Dorian, I know you're out there! Dorian!
I don't think that's him.
You cannot stop me, woman.
Mom!
Jenny, what are you doing here?
I'm sorry, Mom, but we
took some initiative and thought we'd get here to meet you.
I don't like that Jenny is in danger.
Wait, that's James Vane.
That man over there.
He came by to my house earlier today. Wait, he's got
a Molotov.
The house will be on fire in seconds if he continues.
I'll stop him.
Jenny, wait.
Dad, come on. The doctor is inside the house.
Phoebe, wait.
Oh my word.
Dorian, get back.
My portrait?
No, you'll die.
No, I won't. Good luck, Doctor. You're going to need it.
I'll kill him for what he did!
Oi! What are you doing?
Get away from me, you can't stop me!
Why are you doing this?
Dorian Gray got my sister killed. He hurt her and she couldn't cope. I've got to kill him!
Your sister. She wouldn't want this.
And how would you know?
Stop this. Mr. Vane.
But she's dead!
I know. I am so sorry.
Please,
All right.
Thank you.
How much prison time?
I don't think it'll come to that.
The front door. Where's the bloody front door?
You! Who are you?
Get away.
You're Dorian Gray.
I said, get back.
Get your hands off my daughter.
No, my portrait.
Where's the doctor?
Get away.
I don't like this. You go after him. I'll get the doctor.
But Dad!
No, Phoebe, go after him.
All right.
Right, doctor. I'm coming.
No carriage. Right.
Wait!
Dorian, stop!
No way.
I see.
What was that?
A Silurian trick. If his portrait is intact, he'll live.
Good.
I see. Well, if this is how I'm going out, then it was a good run.
Doctor,
Patrick!
come on. We've got to go.
Of course. We made it. Oh, thank you, Patrick.
Don't mention it.
I see you've caught your arsonist.
We have.
Look, I'm sorry. I only wanted to kill Dorian.
Killing is no excuse, sir. Where's Dorian's portrait?
With us, we were thinking it would make an excellent addition to the Paternoster Vault.
A very good idea. Take this portrait and lock it away.
Of course, Doctor.
Very good. We'll be going now, Vastra.
So soon?
Yes, Jenny. We have other places to be.
Oh. Right.
But do not fret, Jenny, Vastra. I shall see you again, in both my past and future, I'm sure.
It was lovely to meet you both.
Same from me.
A pleasure to meet any friends of the Doctor.
Likewise.
Remember what I said, Jenny?
All right. I will.
Farewell, all.
That's another artifact for the vault, Mom?
Quite so, Jenny. Perhaps that'll keep Mr. Gray in line.
I'm sorry, Mum.
Whatever for, Jenny?
Disobeying your orders. I know you didn't want me in harm's way.
Oh, Jenny.
I was just trying to help you, Mum.
I know, Jenny. You were indeed a help to us all. I just worry for you.
I've been through worse than that.
I know. But living here at Paternoster Row was supposed to be a safe and fresh start for you. I care about you deeply, Jenny.
I care about you too, Mum.
Good.
I'll go prepare dinner. Mum.
Jenny?
I've got to tell you something.
Yes?
I like you. Like, really like you.
Oh. Well, that's lovely, Jenny. I like you too.
No, I mean, I really like you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Well, say something, please.
The truth is, Jenny, I do too.
Do what?
I do.
Wait, blimey. So, what does this mean?
Perhaps we should see where the next few days take us. Yes?
Yes, Mum. I'll go make dinner.
Oh, Jenny Flint. I can sense the adventures we'll have together.
Excuse me, are you Basil Hallward?
I'm afraid not, sir. Basil Hallward has retired. Who might you be?
For I am Oscar Wilde, dear sir.
Oh, yes. I believe I have heard of you.
Ah, yes. You may have seen some of my finer works within the columns of the newspaper.
I reckon I have. What brings you here?
I am here for my next muse, Mr.
Gray. Dorian Gray.
Oh, my goodness. What a fine specimen you are, Mr. Gray. I hope Basil made sure to paint your portrait before his untimely retirement.
He did indeed.
Oh, Basil was always so good at capturing one's features in his paintings.
He truly was. You say you want a muse?
Invariably.
Perhaps you're looking upon him.
You, Mr. Gray? Pray tell.
I often wonder about the beauty of things, the beauty of people and their talent. What if you could preserve that within a painting?
You're a man of many words, sir. Please convey your thoughts clearly.
Well, what if a painting becomes the beauty that one seeks? What if you could keep yourself as beautiful as the painting preserves its oils?
Oh, rather intoxicating idea, Mr. Gray.
Please, call me Dorian.
Oh, Dorian. I'm looking to preoccupy my time with some fictional writing. Perhaps you would be interested in being a muse for this story you propose?
I am more than happy to assist you, Mr. Wilde.
Ah, here she is, still standing.
You always say that, like you're surprised.
Well, she's getting old. Like me. Oh, don't take it to heart, old girl, I am too.
So that's it? Dorian Gray under control?
I'm sure the Paternoster gang have it under control.
I hope it works out for Vastra and Jenny.
It does indeed, Professor. Onwards?
Actually, Doctor, I was thinking.
Oh?
I'd like to go and see Joan for a bit.
Joan?
The woman from the Roger 3 rig, Patrick. Now, are you sure, Professor?
I am. From our conversation earlier about our pasts, then seeing Vastra and Jenny today, I need to see her.
But I don't understand.
They're dating, Patrick.
Dating?
You know?
I may be old, but I'm wise, Phoebe. I could see you both talking before we left that beach. But the reason I ask if you're sure is because it's your own future. It's the late 2080s.
2089?
Yes, that's right. You have to make sure you avoid looking at anything that would spoil what your future would be.
That's if I even have a future back in my time.
Phoebe, don't say that.
I don't mean it that way, Dad. I promise. I just need to find myself again. I know I've got my mind and all the knowledge that comes with it, but I need something else. I need to know she's all right.
Of course. We'll go straight there. Come along, you two.
Thanks, Doctor.
Not a problem.
One question, Doctor.
Yes, Patrick.
You said that Madame Vastra hated being compared to Sherlock Holmes. Why?
Arthur Conan Doyle keeps copying their work.
There's just as much drama in the past or the future, then.
But we still make it out of the other side, don't we?
Very true.
Besides, you've seen Dorian Gray now. That's one storybook come true. Did you need to see another?
Come along, Watson. We haven't a moment to lose.
Oh, Holmes, I wish you wouldn't rush me like this.